I am a 3D artist, and to make a science fiction movie like Blade Runner, I need to know one more thing, and that's visual effects. We can break down visual effects into two parts. One is where you use it to make your 3D renders look pretty, and the other is where you use it to composite real footage onto a 3D render, like we have seen in the Avengers, and the other Avengers, and the other Avengers, and the other, basically every superhero movie and more. The thing is, I have no idea how to do it. But I can't just give up. I have to feed my hypothetical family, even though my channel isn't even monetized. Let's start with what I do know, CGI. Before everything else, we need to figure out what is it that I'm making. Basically, a storyline. And because it's my first attempt with compositing, I'm going to keep it really short and simple. I'll start by showing a normal city of 2025. Then it will cut to me recording a CGI character. There will be a match cut and the scene will completely change to the future. There will be sci-fi buildings and the character which I was recording, yeah, she'll be dead. I don't know why. Story writing is not my forte. Now it's time to gather some reference from Pinterest to build our scene. I decided to go with a bar environment, made some shelves, populated the scene with different kinds of assets, but there was a slight problem. Our scene was getting too heavy. So I decided to do what most game companies don't: optimization. Lucky for me, Blender has a modifier called decimate. Decimating basically means simplifying the geometry of an object. Using this, I got the vertices count from 35k to 700. Now to make a CGI character, I will use the human generator add-on. I know you're seeing a guy right now, even though I said it will be a girl, but that's because I know what kind of man you are. Next step, animation. For that, I will export the character in Cascader and do a really simple animation. Then I will copy paste the keyframes to loop it. Animation done. Now it's time for cloth simulation. I will use Marvelous Designer and add some clothes on top of a character. The best part about Marvelous Designer is that it's real time. I can make changes to a cloth just by pinching and pulling. After exporting a cloth simulation and adding it in our Blender scene, there was still something missing. A character is bald. Hairs has always bugged me. Not only is it really heavy to render, cause you're rendering tens of millions of vertices, but if you try to do some sort of simulation to it, you're done. I have a 5070 Ti and my graphics card will prefer burning in the depths of hell before doing a hair simulation. But we do have an alternative. There is this awesome add-on which I found called Hairflow. It uses the Blender's new hair simulation node system. In short, this makes hair simulation so much easier that you can even play with it in real time. Now that we have our hair simulation figured out, we are almost done with the CGI aspect of our video. It's time to record myself in front of a green screen. But before I do that, I placed another 3D character in my scene to see how the light falls on it, which I will then recreate in real. Even though I will show it in front of a green screen, I will still rotoscope myself because my green screens are never perfect. Trust me, I have tried. For rotoscoping, I will use Boris FX Silhouette. It's one of the best industry standard rotoscoping software out there. And it only costs... And before you comment, After Effects has Rotobrush too, it's trash. After Effects Rotobrush is trash. I've used it before when I made this shot. So, Silhouette uses nodes. It's pretty easy to understand and I can roto fine hairs too. If I was doing this in After Effects, it would have been laggy as fuck and would have crashed a million times before giving me a decent result. Hang on, we're receiving a little update. That looks like me. But what am I doing? Yeah, it's me from the future. So, the sci-fi version which you're making, that isn't very sci-fi looking, so I have added a helmet to my face to make it more sci-fi-ish. So you know, update the script. Yeah, but how would I add a helmet to my... If only there was a software which can track my face, and holy shit. The creator of Silhouette FX also has a software for tracking called Synthesize, which only costs... Okay, so for tracking, whether it's a motion track or an object track, we need high contrast point called tracking markers. So I will just use my sister's eyeliner to put some dots on my face. The more, the better. Now using Synthesize, I can track those markers and import that data back to Blender. If I parent the helmet to the empties with the track data, I get a helmet which perfectly matches the movement of my head. And this, my friends, is called object tracking. So far so good. Now I just need to redo all the stuff I've been yapping about for the past few minutes 4 more times for every single shot. Now after I render out my blend files, which will take a whole day, I will import everything in After Effects, color grade it, add some visual effects to make it look pretty. Next I will throw in a random shot of my GPU so the entire male population presses the like button, and after doing some more visual effects like applying the camera lens blur effect to my crystal clear shot so that it looks out of focus, adding fake volumetrics cause the real ones in 3D would bump up the render times, I have this.